Hi, this is sbolgiano with Fairs Management Interactive, better known as Fairs MI. In this first lesson, we're going to look at basic booth editing, manipulating, and populating with your exhibitors. But first, what we want to do, of course, is to load a building plan or an outdoor area, and we want to load a booth layout. So first we have our drop-down list on the right, which would have a library of your facility's outdoor areas and your buildings. We're going to go ahead and choose one, and when we click on it, it loads that particular building onto our screen. From there, we can load a plan two different ways. We can either load our master plan or we can load a personal folder, either one. And once we click on one of those and load, it will load up a floor plan that we have been working on. Now, we have a zoom control that allows us to get up close and really more easily work on the plan. We also, of course, can scroll over to zoom in even better on our subject. Now, to edit some booths, we first click our Booth Layout tab, and that brings up two different kinds of booth controls. One is our Booth Pod control, which is how we lay out groups of booths and automatically number them. And then we have the Single Booth control, which allows us to do our editing, our changing in sizes, our rotation, our relabeling. Now you'll see I'm trying to move this booth and it won't budge. But if I click the Single Booth Move checkbox, then it allows the booth to be moved around. Now, one of the reasons why we do this is during your exhibitor sales portion of working with Fairs MI, you don't want to accidentally budge one of your layouts, so it keeps that locked in place. So the single booth move then begins the portion of your work where you can actually edit and move things around. Now, one of the things we may want to do is rotate a booth, and we have an advanced control, the little asterisk sign, and this allows us to do many things, but the most basic is to rotate a booth. It rotates here. We're doing a 45-degree angle. Now, this is an absolute rotation, so if I was to go back and click 45 again, it would not rotate anymore. It would still be 45. Now, of course, the rotations can be used to tuck into a corner, but they can also be used to set up a circular layout, say around the curb of an outdoor area, and allows you to really see the accurate spacing of creating an arc of booths. Now let's go ahead and change the size of a booth. You'll see that we can change the length and width. The length is always up and down, and the width is always side to side. Now we're going to go ahead and enter a 20 by 20 and we'll hit OK. Now hitting OK is where we actually edit the booth that we're working on. But we can also make a copy of a booth with that edited change. And this is normally how we build up our layouts, pretty much by borrowing the characteristics of one booth and changing the numbering or changing the sizes that we need. But you'll see now we're going to go ahead and change the numbering on this booth, and we're going to hit New. Now it's made us a copy. Now it doesn't have the status color of the previous one, but you'll see it has the edited number and the edited size. And you can see now that we can just go ahead and build up new layouts or edit existing ones' sizes and the numbering. Normally, this process begins with the Exhibitor Data tab, which brings up the information for a booth when we click on it. Sometimes we only have the company name and booth number, sometimes we have more. But to begin the process, we click again on our Booth Layout tab, and we're going to click on some of the booths that we want to eliminate in order to make a larger booth and to ultimately change the exhibitor name. Now, getting rid of those booths is simply a matter of clicking them and clicking delete. You can see we're going to go like that and make room for a 20 by 20 for our editing booth. We click on it. we go ahead and make it 20 by 20, and we're going to hit OK because we want to edit that booth. We don't want to make a copy of it. We hit OK. Now we want to go ahead and make some cross aisles, so we're going to delete those. Great. And now we're going to go ahead and click on the booth again to make sure it's the active one. And we're going to go up to a new tab. We're going to go up to the Sales Planner tab. This allows us not only to change the exhibitor name, but to enter a status for that sales, and to also enter information that may be shown in the Exhibitor Data tab. There's also fields in there to document information that isn't necessarily available to the public. So now as we enter the company name, we'll go ahead and enter a status for that booth. Now the status can be anything you like. You can use the color code as you wish. These are the ones we have up there. We hit OK, and now you'll see the status has changed and it's ready. We exit out. Now you may notice some of the booths have little red icons that are editing marks. Now these are booths that we've changed that were on the original loaded version. This allows us to track our changes. It also allows us, if we have a checklist of tasks, to go through and be able to identify what edits we have actually done in a particular session. Now, when we save this drawing and we reload it, those editor marks will be gone and new ones will occur when we begin a new session.